had lots of growth in high tech in the past, there's much more of an entrepreneurial culture and an infrastructure that's in place now, these events where people are talking about this stuff. So, and Shopify is a big part of that. They support and sponsor a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's made
they were
a
there
huge
too.
difference.
So and they've made a lot of mistakes.
I mean, sorry, go on.
No.
I was going to say, I think it certainly helps with the with technology these days now, the boom of the internet and whatnot, that you can be a new company and, traditionally, say marketing firms, they're all in big cities, Montreal, Toronto, things like that, so you wouldn't have a lot in Ottawa, but I think now with technology, these are sort of jobs that you can do from anywhere, so, people are coming to Ottawa because it's such a great city, so why not, set up shop here, so.
Yeah.
And Startup Day on the Hill was a couple weeks ago, or even last week, and that was excellent, where you had the public sector talk about a lot of the changes within government and how they're working with entrepreneurs. So we're seeing a large shift towards buy in local, buy in Canada, which the United States have done very well, which we've done very poorly. But we're trying to get more corporations involved with buy in local, buying from Canada, and going, you know what, we're going to lose a little bit on the bottom line, but it's going to be, look at the triple bottom line. You're going to help the community. So maybe saving $20 on a chair or something, buying from China, you can buy from Ottawa, and maybe sell more chairs. So we got a lot of good things going on.
Absolutely. No, it's a great time to be in Ottawa, and I'm very excited about some of these young companies. And that's going to be the future of employment in Ottawa in a lot of ways, because we can't rely on government employment to be the sole source of economic activity in this community. There's also lots of great things happening in tourism too, not just in high tech. We've got a great tourism organization leading the city now. We're attracting a lot more events to Ottawa. The city's put a particular focus on this. So there's lots of good things going on.
And Mark very well from the NCC, and do you like his vision that's going forward?
Yeah, I think Mark Christensen has been a breath of fresh air at the NCC. Yeah. He's a big thinker, but he's also a practical guy who can get things done. And I think people have noticed a real difference in the organization since he took over.
A lot more public consultations, finally.
Yeah, and one of the things I'm most excited about is the plans for LeBreton Flats, and I know we're going to see. I'm expecting we're going to see a proposal from the senators and from developers that they're working with to build an arena on LeBreton Flats and have the senators play downtown instead of in Canada starting someday in the future, and I think that would be fantastic.
Which
for the
was
city.
One of the original plans, if I'm not mistaken, that there was thoughts of them building an arena there.
Yeah, a few people raised that. A few people raised that originally, but the senators arriving in Ottawa was always part of this bigger land deal in Canada, because they had assembled all this farmland and wanted to turn it into a major commercial development. So that was always tied to that. So I don't think it was ever going to happen the first time around, but now there's an opportunity. And to have the arena right in downtown Ottawa,
the LRT helps a lot.
Yeah, having it at the intersection of the O train and the light rail line, having it be a place where people can just walk from downtown or take the train for one stop and be at the game would be fantastic.
Because that was one of the big headaches I think that people were facing.
Oh yeah.
The transportation to and from the games and the traffic that it would cause having an arena down there. But.
Well, and when you talk about the potential audience for the Senators, you've got the east end of the city and Gatineau that it's so far. Canada is so far away from both those places. If it was somewhere more central, that they would have a lot more people, larger potential audience.
Yeah.
I know people in Orleans who, for them to drive an hour to get to the game and then an hour and a half to get home with the traffic and everything,
and then battle the traffic to get to work the next morning.
Yeah, it's just not realistic. For somebody in Orleans, some of them feel like, or if you're in Cumberland, you probably feel like you're almost as close to Montreal as you are to Canada. So it's an obstacle for some people, and I think their potential audience would be a lot bigger if they were downtown.
So we can look for that being changed. Very quickly, are there a lot of people still joining the Ottawa Chamber of Commerce? Why is it important for young companies or startups or other people that don't necessarily know enough about the Chamber to join?
Well, the Chamber, first of all, has a huge history in Ottawa. It's over 150 years old, and it's been the voice of the business community for that entire time. I think it's really important that the business community has an independent voice, separate and distinct from government, that can represent the business community and represent the interests of economic development in our community. Membership organizations are a tough sell in this day and age. It's people don't have a lot of money to invest in those kinds of things. So it's always a challenge to attract new members and provide value to them. But we're seeing a lot of companies that really care about the future of Ottawa and want to be part of that single unified voice that is speaking for the business community, and that's what we do.
And how often would they meet, or do you have gatherings, or do you just have the list of events that anybody can go to?
Yeah, there's just a ton of events. They're all on our website. This is an area where we put a lot of emphasis in the last few years in growing the list of events, giving people an opportunity to network and meet each other. It's interesting because so much of our world today is done electronically.
Yeah.
The kinds of meetings that people used to have or phone calls, it's all getting replaced by electronic means. So what I found is that there's still a lot of people who actually want to get together and see other people, because you spend so much more time now in your office or your home office that you don't get out as much. And so people really want the opportunity to get together, meet prospective partners and clients and other business people, share ideas.
Life's a lot more fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of fun, you have the Ottawa's biggest office party next week. Will you be attending that?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop by. It's probably gonna go a little late for me because I get up early in the morning.
That's right.
But it's a great that is a great event, and I think that was in the spirit of what we were just talking about, just the whole dynamic of people not having enough opportunities to get together. There are a lot of small businesses in Ottawa that if they had a Christmas party, it might only be half a dozen of them going out to a restaurant or bringing in some sandwiches at noon one day. This gives everybody the opportunity to be part of one big Christmas party, either in place of or in addition to what they would do at their office. So you buy a bunch of tickets to this event and you go as a team to the event, and you can celebrate together, but you can also be part of a much bigger celebration.
Yeah. So that's next Thursday at the Convention Center. Correct?
That's right. At the Shaw Center.
At the Shaw Center.
The Shaw Center, as it's called.
Got it.
Yeah. Formerly the Ottawa Convention Center.
There you go.
And formerly the Commerce Center.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we'll get right back with Mark in a moment. We're just going to listen to Jen talk about the LAFF and the Belmont, as well as one more song from the Matt Dorgan Project, and we'll be right back.
Thanks, guys. Hello and happy December. With snow on the ground, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. So come check out Laugh, and I'll be reviewing the Belmont, a new restaurant that just opened up 2 days ago in Old Ottawa South. Well, if you're looking to start your holiday shopping and want some artisanal and local products, consider Laugh, the locavore artisan food fair this Sunday. At a new location this year in Manor Park, you'll find Laugh at the Terry Fox Canadian Youth Centre, which is located at 1805 Gaspé Avenue. It starts at 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., and best of all, admission is free. Parking is available, and the facility is wheelchair accessible. You'll find many vendors, including Auntie Lou's vegan treats, spices from cardamom and cloves, a hummingbird chocolate maker, Sita sausage, there'll be Three Dog Winery from Prince Edward County, True Loaf Bread Company, Holland's Cake and Shake, Michael's Dolce, and there's a maple syrup from Alaska Farm, and so much more. I'll also be there selling and signing copies of Ottawa Food, a Hungry Capital. And if you're looking for a hot lunch, Ottawa Street Gourmet Food Truck will be on the scene. Laugh will also be running a silent auction that day, with proceeds benefiting the Ottawa Network for Education School Breakfast Program. For a complete list of vendors and more information, visit ottawalaugh.ca. And Laugh has 2 Fs. And also check out their Facebook page. Now, it's also been a while since I've done a restaurant review. There have been several restaurant openings of late, including Fauna in downtown on Bank Street, Soka in Hintonburg, Local at Lansdowne, and the Belmont in Old Ottawa South. Today, I'll be looking at Belmont. So, once the home of Cameron's Veranda over at 1169 Bank Street, Belmont bills itself as a snack and liquor bar. Unfortunately, it is not wheelchair accessible, and I'm not sure if there's a small parking lot behind the building that Belmont is in, but there is plenty of on-street parking. Although I guess that might be a bit of a challenge on a Friday or Saturday night. Inside, you'll find a simple, pared-down restaurant with very modest decor and plain wooden tables. It can also get rather noisy in there, so that is something that you may want to take into consideration. The menu consists of 11 dishes, mostly snack size, and some small plates that you could share with someone else. You'll find seafood, lamb, pot stickers, rabbit, and some vegetarian dishes. Prices range from $4 for deep fried chicken skins to $13 for the lamb tartare. Now, because I went with a friend last weekend, it was their soft opening, so diners were strictly family and friends, or you got to go if you had a special invite. So my friend and I, we managed to sample 7 dishes. And like any restaurant, there are some hits and misses, but we especially liked the Romanesco, which was for $5. Now, if you don't know what a Romanesco is, some people describe it like a head of a cauliflower, but just really pointy. It's a beautiful green color, and it's got this nutty, earthy flavor. It was served roasted with some hollandaise sauce and just a light touch of truffle oil, I should say. Another favorite dish was the deep fried chicken skins with ribbons of lightly pickled celery and carrots, just to help cut down some of the grease and fat. Dishes that did not work for us, though, included the lamb tartare, in which neither of us could tell that we were eating lamb, and I myself found the lettuce salad, called the bib and togarashi. It was nice, but I found it fairly pedestrian. That said, though, I do think that Belmont is worth checking out, and I'm really looking forward to doing a follow-up visit. If you want a complete review of the restaurant and to see photos of the dish, you can find it at foodieprints.com. And that's it for today. Have a great weekend.
Dorgan. So that song was Falling Down, which we certainly are. We're going to keep going with Mark because there's so much to touch on, so little time. He's also the CEO of Great River Media, which does so much wonderful things for our community. The Ottawa Business Journal, obj.ca as well, just churning out value-added information every single day about local businesses. So I love getting, and it's a free weekly newspaper, which is unbelievable. Kitchissippi Times, Ottawa at Home with Mary Taggart, who has been on our show, so she's excellent. You're also co-chairing.
It must have been a real struggle to get Mary to come out of her shell. And
she was a really difficult interview. Yeah, it was really quiet. We had to amplify the volume on that one.
Yeah, exactly. So, you must have really been fighting to get the words out of her mouth on some topics. Yeah, she's very shy.
She is very shy.
Yeah.
Capital Parent, Ottawa Technology, Ottawa Space, Ottawa HR. You definitely have the pulse of the cities. What is the next kind of paper or magazine that's going to be coming out?
Well, we don't have any plans to launch anything new, but we do have some exciting plans around the Ottawa Business Journal. We want to continue to strengthen that as the really the media property. I don't want to say newspaper anymore because it's so much about digital and
that's
print.
Why I struggle with saying that as well.
Yeah, so it really is the hometown paper of the business community in Ottawa, and we have some very, very loyal and devoted readers and followers, and we really appreciate that. And so there's lots of new things we can do with that. And we've got some exciting plans that we're going to be rolling out in the new year to kind of capture more of the entrepreneurial spirit of Ottawa, especially in the technology world. So we're very excited about that.
That's good.
Well, you're definitely an in